Welcome to Bloodbath and Beyond. Today we review the Vestron Collector series film, Warlock. He comes from the past to destroy the future.
Directed by Steve Miner, who also directed Friday 2, 3, and Halloween H2O, starring Julian Sands, Laurie Singer, and Richard E. Grant. This film's about a warlock who escapes the 17th century and kind of warps accidentally to the 20th century, where he needs to try and find pieces of the Book of Shadows.
The Book of Shadows, by others, the Key of Solomon, and named by others still, the Grand Grimoire.
Aye, that's the one.
Once he collects all of the pages, he then knows the name of God, and if he says it in reverse, then it will undo creation, including the world and including the entire universe. So now it's up to our good guy, also from the 17th century, Redfern, and his new accomplice, Cassandra with a K, to stop him in his tracks. So what do we like?
At the time, this probably wasn't cheese, but watching it now, I liked the cheesy effects. I really did. I thought all like the flames coming through the hands and him flying around, it looked so tacky, but I loved it.
I think it was actually done really well. Like, I really enjoyed how the flames like moved around hands, and it just looked cool. The flying definitely looked ridiculous. It was like a pretty cheesy movie despite how serious it was. Like, there were points where they put like pennies in their mouths and they walk around and talk like idiots. There's just some things in this movie that they were definitely trying to make comical.
You can kind of sense where that humor comes into play, especially when one of the characters gets possessed. It definitely has that feel of it being like a deadite.
I think the chemistry between all the characters was pretty good. They're playing off each other pretty well because Redfern does not know what's happening and Cassandra doesn't want to deal with fucking witchcraft at all.
Hey, look, I didn't spring it so you come fix furniture. What about me? How do we fix my face?
So she's just trying to get back to her regular age because she was cursed by the Warlock and she ages 20 years every night. That would be a bitch.
This guy put some kind of hoodoo hex spell on me and he made me 40 instead of 20.
I really also enjoyed the Warlock. I thought his character was awesome and I liked what they did with this character because he did stuff where he interacted with people in modern day.
You're telling me you're a witch? You ain't no witch. Witches are girls.
Some are men.
Yeah? So where's your broomstick? Witches fly on broomsticks. Didn't you never see The Wizard of Oz?
And when he killed people, it looked good. He was chopping off fingers, biting tongues, and he killed a little kid and used his fat to fly. This film also had some really cool locations. Like they went to Boston, they had a barn. They also had a really cool scene on an airplane. Like this airplane was huge. So
it had stairs.
I really liked every single location. I liked that they just like went out and filmed in different spots.
Now it's time for our dislikes. I think this movie moved a little bit too slow. Well, we did appreciate all the different location changes. I think maybe it happened too frequently. It's like almost 2 hours long. And it feels like it. Like you feel drained watching it. There's not a ton of action. I mean, there are cool spots, but for the most part, it's just like two characters talking and going from point A to point B to point C, etc.
The story itself is interesting. It's just not interesting enough to really get involved for the length of this film. On top of that, it's not what most people would consider horror, and I think that's a big problem. It does deal with witches and warlocks who are essentially like of this genre, but this caters more towards fantasy. Like this is like saying like Legend and Willow are horror films because that's what this more felt like.
It definitely felt like Masters of the Universe, where you have just like this dude trying to figure things out in modern day. And unfortunately, it wasn't funny enough and there wasn't enough action scenes to be the next Masters of the Universe. And that's probably why we've never seen this movie. I'm really curious to know if we'd have different opinions if we watched it back when we watched Masters of the Universe. Like, would we have liked it as kids?
This is something your parents wouldn't have shown us as kids.
Right. It wasn't meant for us.
It wasn't meant for us because they did have some graphic death scenes. Like in Masters of the Universe and films like that and Legend and Willow, you didn't actually see the graphic kills.
It didn't lean enough to the horror audience and it was a little bit too far to that side to be fine for kids to watch. So it sat right in a weird middle where there's all this other stuff happening. There's all these other movies coming out around that time, and those are what everybody else is watching. Now it's time for our final thoughts and ratings. This is one of those movies that went under the radar, probably for good reason, because it's just not that enjoyable. I mean, it has a fine enough concept, and the characters are enjoyable, the acting is fine, it looked kind of cool, but it wasn't cool enough. I'm hoping it gets better because there's another one.
And another one.
So who knows? We've got a couple other ones. I mean, Ghoulies gets better. Does Warlock get better? We gotta find out. Let us know in the comments if you already know. I'm gonna have to give this one 1.5. The act of salting one's whip out of 5.
Warlock is a poorly paced film. It's not that exciting, and it feels like a bad D&D campaign. It's in an awkward state where it's not a horror film, but it's too graphic to be a children's fantasy adventure. I did, however, enjoy the characters that were in this film. It was just how the story presented itself was not that entertaining. I do hope that the second and third one are a little more interesting, and we're probably gonna find out somewhere in the future, just like the Warlock. So with that being said, I'm gonna give this film 2 kissing one's eyeballs out of 5.
As always, thank you for watching. Like this video and comment below with your thoughts on the film if you've seen it. If you haven't and you do want to check it out, there are links in the description where you can find it. Lionsgate and Vestron just released a brand new Blu-ray collection that has 1, 2, and 3, so you can own them all. And if this is your first time here, make sure you subscribe to the channel, stay updated with everything Bloodbath and beyond.